Hello, good morning students of class 12 commerce. Welcome to Pandra Sir's virtual class on macroeconomics, and today we will continue our yesterday discussion. And yesterday what actually we discussed was that how an economy attains equilibrium in terms of aggregate demand and aggregate supply theory. But actually the first diagram shows us that AS is the aggregate supply curve and AD is the aggregate demand curve. And no need to once again tell you about the characteristic of these curves, because we have already discussed those things. Why AD curve starts positive, why AS curve starts from the point of origin. But here you see E is the equilibrium level of income, employment and output. So OM is the equilibrium level of income, employment or output in the economy. This is actually attaining equilibrium is the most ideal thing, and all the economies must thrive to attain equilibrium. But if we come to the practical world, we see that hardly any economy is operating at an equilibrium point. No doubt, it is the most desirable situation, status of the economy, and we should try our best to attain equilibrium. But in actual practice, hardly we find that economy is operating at equilibrium level, and if that is not the always situation, that always according here once again I would like to bring forth the contrast between a modern economist and classical economists. The classical economists always believe that equilibrium is self-made, and the economy, the forces of demand and supply would adjust with each other, and automatically the economy will come to the equilibrium level. But yes, of course it will come, but most of the time what we find is that the economy is not operating at a full employment equilibrium level. And if it is true, then what are the other conditions of equilibrium? According to Keynes, according to modern economists, the equilibrium, apart from operating at equilibrium level of income, employment and output, the economy may operate at over full employment level, that is the second diagram, or under full employment level, that is the third diagram. And today we are going to discuss the characteristic of these two diagrams, the curves, and what actually is the concept of over full employment equilibrium and under full employment equilibrium. As from the phrase over full employment equilibrium, it is obviously comes to our mind that the economy is not operating at full employment equilibrium. You can see the original aggregate demand curve, that is the desired curve. The desired aggregate demand curve is AD, and it is intersecting with aggregate supply curve at point E. Hence E is the actual equilibrium point. But unfortunately the desired aggregate demand is far more than the actual demand. The actual demand is far more than the desired demand, because you can see here another AD1 curve, and this curve states that the condition of actual demand in the economy. So the actual demand in the economy being more than the desired demand, obviously the equilibrium point shifts from E to E1, because the actual demand curve AD1 intersects with the actual supply curve AS at point E1. So at present the economy is operating at E1. Hence the gap between the desired demand curve and actual demand curve, this gap is showing us the excess demand in the economy. So this is the case of over full employment equilibrium. And what will happen? What will be the result? One thing you must keep in your mind that E is the point of equilibrium, means all the productive resources of the nation is being used most efficiently and the economy should stay here. But actual demand being more than the desired demand, the equilibrium point is shifting here. That means there is more demand than supply. Obviously, it will affect the price, and as the price will start increasing, then what will happen? Its impact will be that the demand will start falling, and again the equilibrium point will shift downward and come to E1 and be stable there. So this is the case of over full employment equilibrium. The second one is under full employment equilibrium. Here you can see the AD is the original or the desired demand curve is AD, and it is intersecting aggregate supply curve AS at point E, and E is the equilibrium point. But the actual demand is far less than the desired demand. Hence, the actual demand curve AD1 is intersecting aggregate supply curve AS at point E1. Thus, we find a gap between the actual demand and the desired demand. So, the difference between the actual equilibrium point and the actual demand curve, this difference, it shows us the deficient demand. Means how much less the actual demand is from the desired demand. So, what will happen here? Obviously, when demand is less and supply is more, the price would start falling, and how it will impact the aggregate demand? Once the price starts falling, the aggregate demand would start rising, and it will continue till the actual equilibrium is resorted at point E. So this is the case of deficient demand. This gap is called deflationary gap. This gap is called inflationary gap, and in these three diagrams you can understand the actual status of an economy. This is the most desired situation where the economy is operating at full employment equilibrium level, but unfortunately when the demand exceeds supply, then such a situation comes and the economy comes to a over full employment equilibrium level. And on the other hand, when the actual demand falls from the desired demand, the economy comes to a deficient demand condition, and it is called under full employment equilibrium. So these three concepts of equilibrium, full employment equilibrium, over full employment equilibrium, and under full employment equilibrium, these three are quite important in this chapter, and you must learn it. You must learn correctly to draw these diagrams and to analyze it and to write the observations. The note I am going to send, you will find all the observations of three diagrams. Due to lack of space, I have not put the observations. So this much for today. Today we are going to discuss the effect of multiplier. What is multiplier and how it affects the aggregate demand and aggregate supply in an economy. So thank you and have a nice day.